Let's go, baby.
Big one.
Bounce back ability. The Dallas Mavericks win a pivotal Game 5, 104-92 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Appreciate everybody who tuned into our watch party on Wednesday night. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I am Harrison Graham. Post-game reaction, plus we'll look ahead to Game 6. Get the dubs in the chat. That's how you bounce back.
Spam them, man.
That is how you bounce back. This team has not lost 2 games in a row, other than the last 2 games of the regular season when none of the key players played, in over 2 months. March 3rd and 5th, the last time they've lost 2 in a row. It is the middle of May. This team is resilient. They bounce back. That plays in the postseason because if you're not losing 2 in a row, you're not going to lose too many series.
No, yeah. It was a fantastic performance from the Mavericks. I was really happy with what I saw for the most part. There were a couple stretches there where you thought OKC was hanging around a little too long. But the Mavs got the job done in the end, and they got it done because their best player, once again, was their best player in a game where it matters the most. He always delivers when the Mavs back are against the wall. Luka with 31, 10, and 11 tonight. 12 of 22 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3. It's unbelievable what this guy does when people start to doubt him and when some doubt creeps into the mind of maybe the Mavs aren't going to win a game or a series.
Look, he's a big game player. We know that. Even in some playoff series they lost early in his career, in closeout games, he would put up huge games. I mean, in massive games, he plays big. He just does. We saw it in Game 7 against Phoenix a couple of years ago. We saw it in Game 5 of the first round of a 2-2 series. We saw it again tonight. I told you middle of the day, 2-2 series. Luka's been not great the last couple of games.
He's a Game 5.
I get he's hurt. The guy is a fucking gamer.
He's a dog.
And put up a 30-point triple-double, not one of those fake triple-doubles we saw the other night.
And I'll say this as well. This is the healthiest he looked all series, I believe.
And now you get 2 days off, so...
He played, 41 minutes in tonight's game? You get 2 days off.
You got to be feeling good going back home, Game 6, Saturday night.
By the way, in that Game 6, the Mavs are wearing the City Edition black uniforms. It's a funeral again, baby. Let's go end the Oklahoma City Thunder season on Saturday night.
Let's go, baby. Spam the 77s down in the comments. Show Luka Doncic some love because he carried you tonight. He was terrific. He didn't do it alone, but he put on the Batman cape, which is what you need. And tell you what, someone who's not even the Robin right now, I don't know what's going on with Kyrie Irving, Coop.
Not sure.
I'll continue to commend his defense. He's been active and good on that end, but he's just not even looking to shoot. He was bypassing multiple good looks in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like 5 for 11's a bad shooting night.
It's not.
He's just not looking to score. I don't know.
Those are that's the same amount of field goals that he took in Game 4 as well. He was 4 of 11 in Game 4.
I would love to chart his career by playoff series. I bet he is shooting less shots per game in this series than he ever has in a playoff series. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is coaching staff orchestrated.
I don't know what's going on.
It's bizarre, man. It's very, very weird. And what's crazy is you've gotten like a C- series out of your number 2 player, and you're up 3-2.
You're up 3-2 with the chance to go home and win it. Yeah, you need Kyrie to be more aggressive. I mean, we said it multiple times
especially,
before this game.
And look, we're not looking ahead to the conference finals, but if you get there, this level of play is not beating Minnesota.
It's not going to be good enough.
He's going to have to be awesome just to have a chance.
And we've seen Kyrie be sensational against Denver. He obviously hit that buzzer beater. He's been good against Minnesota as well, but he's put together now in 5 games of this series, 2 of which he scored in single digits. He's had 4 of those games in his entire playoff career. Tonight he has just 12. He's a little too quiet for me right now, man. They need Kyrie Irving to step up.
He's averaging less than 15 points per game through 5 games this series, which is just unheard of.
He's got to step up, man.
He's just not shooting enough. He's got to take more shots. Derrick Jones Jr. was terrific. He had 15 of his 19 in the first half, a perfect 6 for 6 from the field in the first half. Had a big dunk late in this one, hit a couple of free throws as well. I mean, I don't know, man. This guy, if you added up the entire playoffs, you could make a decent argument he's been your 3rd best player. Maybe P.J. Washington's elevated above that because he basically won you two games in this series, but those 2 guys have been your 3 and 4 guys, and that's huge. And look, in this series, with the way Kyrie's playing, Jones in Washington have picked up the pace, and it's paid off big time.
I just can't say enough good things about Derrick Jones. They found this guy in the middle of August and gave him a vet minimum contract.
There was a report, by the way, out of The Athletic that he wants to return to Dallas, so hopefully they can make that happen this offseason.
Absolutely, and they're going to pay him, and he's going to deserve it because he has been so good, especially as a defender. He's really helped turn the Mavs season around, frankly, as far as that goes. He was hurt there for a little bit. He came back. He's been sensational, man, and tonight he was great. Anytime he gives you more than, I would say, 6 to 8 points on offense, you feel great about it. When you get 19 from Derrick Jones, you are absolutely loving it. He was the second best player for the Mavericks tonight, and if he's going to do that, Mavs are going to win a lot of games.
It's 17 in Game 4, 19 tonight. I mean, that is a two-game stretch for him. Daniel Gafford had kind of a weird game. I didn't think he had a great first half, but all in all, 9.7 boards, perfect from the field. He was minus 10 among your starters, so I think he got lost defensively a few times, but he's definitely played a better series against OKC than he did against the Clippers.
And we noticed this during the game. I don't know if it's the coverage or how they're playing defense, but both Lively and Gafford on the perimeter are playing so close to the defender that they're just getting blown by every time.
When they get stuck on that switch, don't defend at the three-point line.
Yeah,
give yourself
back
a couple feet, and if Shai rises and fires and hits that three,
all right,
you live with it. He's a 35% three-point shooter.
If Shai if Lou Dort does it as well, you're gonna live with that. Just don't get beat.
And you're long enough too, where if you see them, rise and start to fire, you can still get a decent contest off there. I just don't get playing on their hip. You're not fast enough to stay in front of Jalen Williams and SGA.
No.
It's just not really, especially Gafford as a thicker player. So I think Kidd needs to look at that in the film room and just kind of, hey, sag off a bit if you get stuck on that switch, because that's a tough guard, man. Like,
yeah,
Kleber maybe, but that you're two centers. That's asking a lot.
Yeah, and you're at least 2 weeks away from even considering Maxi Kleber being back. So it's going to be those guys that are going to be playing the vast majority of the minutes, and they'll have to figure it out. We'll have to talk about a little bit of a surprise performance tonight, but first, Let's get to our sponsor, which is Prize Picks. We absolutely love Prize Picks. If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, we'll get you a first deposit match up to $100.
Shout out to Prize Picks. The way it works is simple. They give you stat projections, and you take more or less on those stat projections. NBA playoff games, you got NHL playoffs as well, Major League Baseball, other sports. What we had in Game 5, felt good about it. I thought Kyrie would shoot a lot. He didn't.
11 field goals again.
He blew up our Prize Picks entry, but Luka hit the more than. Big game Luka. We felt good about that. Chet Holmgren was quiet, so he was less in the points, rebounds, and assists. If Kyrie decided to take open looks that he had, maybe we would have made some money. But the code CLNS got us that extra $100 that they'll match up to for a first-time customer. So we're still flowing with plenty of cash. Get going with Prize Picks today. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get started right now. It's daily fantasy, new lineups every day. It's a whole lot of fun. Now, the box score won't really show it, Coop, and I'm not going to sit here and say Jaden Hardy was some difference maker in this game. But you at least survived his minutes that he played. I mean, he was -2 in 15 minutes. I think you'd probably take that. Had a couple of nice assists on alley-oops. I think one to Gafford, one to Lively.
This is the first time Jaden Hardy's ever played extended minutes in a meaningful playoff game.
They went to him over Dante Exum tonight.
Look, the lights weren't too bright for Hardy. No. I thought he held his own, and I thought he did some good things on the offensive end, just the 2 points. You would hope for a little more out of that, 1 of 5 from the field, but look, I thought he looked okay out there, and clearly Jason Kidd made a choice to go to Jaden Hardy over Dante Exum. He no longer trusted Dante Exum to be a part of this rotation, which is kind of surprising to me considering how good Exum was in the rotation, in the back half of the season. But Hardy gave them minutes that they needed, and it worked out.
Yeah, that'll be something to monitor moving forward. Is Exum exiled moving forward in this playoffs? I don't know. I actually thought he's obviously not been good in the playoffs, but I thought he played decent in his limited minutes in the last game, better than he has been, and they still made this switch. So that's certainly something to monitor moving forward. Getting back to the center position, Derrik Lively was very good tonight.
Huge.
11 points, 10 rebounds. He also hit 5 of 6 big free throws down the stretch. So in games 3 and 5, knocks down some clutch free throws when they try to hack him. Plus 22 off the bench, Coop, led all players.
Yeah, he was very good tonight, man. There were just a couple of plays where he kind of maybe lost his concentration or whatnot. He had trouble catching the ball sometimes, but they hit him on some good lobs. And like you said, he went 5 of 6 from the line again. The Thunder didn't really hack him. I think they only hacked him twice. And he went to the line and he knocked down 3 of those 4. So you can't ask for more than that, man. Derrik Lively was really good tonight. Again, Gafford's your starting center, but Lively's playing more minutes right now. I think that stayed true again tonight, did it not?
25 for Gafford, 23 Lively.
So right down the middle.
If you average it all out this series, I bet it's close to 50-50.
Right down the middle, but yeah, you're going to have to get production from these guys because they are going to play the 48 minutes.
Look, they combined for 20 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 blocks.
That'll do.
That'll play.
That'll get it done, man.
6 for 8 from the line combined as well.
Hopefully you keep that production up from the 2 centers because you're going to need it in Game 6 again if you're going to close this out.
Pretty quiet Tim night tonight. Played 12 minutes.
Here's the thing. It wasn't quiet. It was loudly bad.
Yeah.
Especially the first 2 shots that he took. I've
Didn't
never
hit the rim.
He missed those shots so bad, I was getting slacks from my colleagues at work. Like, what is going on? It was awful. Hopefully Tim Hardaway Sr. wasn't watching.
I'll say this for Tim. He hit to start the 4th. He hit a nice little
big
runner,
shot.
but then they kept him in 5 minutes more. It's
Yeah.
like, Jason, it's a 2-2 series, brother. Derrick Jones is having a great game. Get his ass in there. Derrick Jones only played. Let me see here.
I feel like
28 minutes tonight. He was your second best player.
He should have played 38.
Should have played 38 tonight.
Yeah.
Don't get cute with the rotation. Come on, man. Tim, I think, has shown enough. He should get some minutes in this rotation.
I agree.
I will concede that. But starting the 4th quarter?
No chance.
Playing 5 minutes in the 4th?
Can't be that. You
No.
can't screw around.
Absolutely
Can't screw around
not
with
in a
that,
2-2
man.
series. So
Tim will play in Game 6. We'll see. Hopefully he can knock down a couple more shots. But
he's hit some big ones. I will give him
he will.
that. But
I just don't need to
he's
see
got to
him
be
in the
like
4th.
your 8th, 9th man. Like that, and that's a fine role for him at this point. But, man, starting the 4th quarter, that was a decision. Okay. Biggest key to the Mavs win over the Thunder.
It's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, I think it's just the best player was the best player.
It's Luka.
For both teams. I know SGA had 30 points as well, but it wasn't nearly.
But again, it's one of those things where if SGA has 30 and the rest of their team does nothing, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened in this game where it feels like the Mavs pretty much limited the rest of OKC's offense.
What are your couple of thoughts going into Game 6? What do the Mavs need to change, if anything? What needs to happen to close this team out?
I'm very intrigued about the Jaden Hardy thing, and if that continues, I think they need to keep up the intensity on the defensive end. They weren't great defensively in the first half.
Thunder missed a lot of open looks. I still think they're going to start making more shots.
I would have
really
to agree.
do.
The Thunder went to Isaiah Joe in the starting lineup.
They might go back to Giddey.
They might go back to Giddey. They might go to Aaron Wiggins. Who knows? But I think the biggest key is your stars got to be your stars. They need Kyrie to step up. They need Luka to do what Luka did, man, in this game. And I feel pretty good about them winning that game and advancing.
I would hope Kyrie sees Luka's game tonight, and he's like, all right, man, you got one. I got us in Game 6.
Yep.
Not that Luka can do nothing.
Of
He's
course.
going to have to be productive. But, at some point here, Kyrie, if you win this series without Kyrie being a key reason for any of the 4 wins, I mean, that is getting away with murder.
Yeah.
I'll say this right now. You need a good Kyrie game in Game 6. I will predict this right now. The Thunder will shoot the ball significantly better on Saturday.
They have to,
especially from 3. 10 of 40? Come on, man.
It's not going to happen.
They're going to shoot at least in the mid-30s from 3.
You would think so. No matter what happens, though, we will be live on Saturday for Mavericks vs. Thunder Game 6. Harrison's out of town, but I'll be taking care of you guys. I cannot wait for this, man. A closeout game. The AAC is going to be rocking. The Mavs wearing the All Blacks. It's going to be sick. I can't wait for this game.
Coop will go solo on Saturday. If by some godforsaken reason they're not going to,
we're not even going to put that in the energy.
You're right. You're going to close it down in Game 6, and then we will have a series preview, and we'll get ready for the Western Conference.
Let's go,
Finals.
baby.
He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I'm Harrison Graham. Mavericks win and take a 3-2 series lead after taking down the Thunder 104-92.